G'day, Harry Houdini here from Australia. Now, I haven't got a lot of modelling done. In fact, I've got no modelling done this week. It's been a bit of a problem. It's been 0 degrees, in fact even down to -2 in the morning, and that's Celsius of course, so if it's Frankenfurter for you Yanks, well that's about 30 degrees Frank, okay, and I'm pretty frank about that. And that little soldering iron needed brass monkey weather is just playing havoc with my gout. And for those of you that ask, no, I don't drink and I don't eat red meat. I'm actually a vegetarian. I hardly ever drink. Haven't had a drop in 4 months. But I have high acid levels, and because of that I get gout, which is like an arthritis. And I get it in my hands, which makes them very painful. It's like having somebody sticking daggers in your hands all day long. It's not much fun. And after I suffer a day on the computer doing my job, which is difficult enough, come the evening, or if I can knock off early like today, the afternoon, my hands usually aren't quite up to it. Now I've just had a hot shower so that actually I can operate for a little while, but my hands are going to freeze up in about half an hour. Anyhow, that's my problem. We all have our crosses to bear, and I know there are modellers out there that are suffering quite a lot, yet they're punching out really good work. They're good. I'm a wimp. Can't help it. Sorry. Anyhow, we will get back to the tanks. But what I thought I'd do is, seeing as I really haven't been doing much this week, I'll show you something I've done before. And this is my 1/350th scale. I had to check then, put my teeth back in. This is my 1/350th scale, and I think I might be able to show you. Here's a nice box. Oh yeah, it's too big. It's too big. But anyhow, look, you can see bits of it. Just use your imagination. But yeah, there's a big box, and if I put it too close, yeah, it won't work. I'll wreck the model. This is only dry fitted together, so that's all she wrote. Now, 1/350th scale, Admiral Graf Spee, which is a German pocket battleship from World War II, and it's from Trumpeter, and it's an excellent kit. If you want a kit to build, a Trumpeter battleship is so easy. Parts are beautiful, no flash, no problems, everything's numbered correctly, instructions are wonderful, it all goes together, it's a dream. That's the easy part, and after a year I should have been finished. But no, it was my first great big battleship after 40 years, and certainly one at this scale, and I had a few issues. That were my problem. Now I bought this, right, Mr. MK1, and that's photo etch. And as I've said in previous videos, I was pretty inexperienced. It's my first lot of photo etch I'd ever bought, and I'd looked online. I was trying to buy some, and a number of companies, including Wide Ensign Models, I think it's called, they make a version of photo etch for a 1/350th Admiral Graf Spee, and they make it both for the Trumpeter and the Academy model, and it's an interchangeable thing. So I thought, oh well, they must be pretty similar, and it mustn't be a problem. So I bought the MK1, which was for Academy, thinking, oh, it would fit the Trumpeter. It doesn't. And the instructions are crap. The instructions merely give you photos, and you've got to search and find the little pieces, and invariably they're not numbered correctly, and they're in no particular order, and so you're jumping around this this lousy document. The only time they actually give you a decent map is for the rails around the decks, which I haven't got to. So I had a lot of problem. The photo etch didn't fit, or that part was already detailed, or I was missing a detail on a part which I really needed photo etch for. Anyhow, later on I got the shits, gave up, and I bought some tanks, which if you've seen my other videos you've probably seen some of those, and I've really enjoyed the tanks, and I bought Edward photo etch for them. Edward, breath of fresh air. The instructions, if you buy the Edward for that model of that particular brand, the instructions match the part numbers and everything fits from Edward, and it's so easy. So I downloaded the Edward instructions for their photo etch for this kit. and then managed to sort of reverse engineer and figure out what parts should go where and what I might have to bastardise and buggerise to fit. And that sort of worked, and I managed to build all kinds of tiny itty bitty things like the crane assemblies and odds and sods around here. Whoops, it's only dry fitted, this is not glued together. And I got away with figuring out, you know, how to build the boats, the little lifeboats and motorboats, and I had a lot of fun, and it was good. So eventually I managed to get somewhere, but I tell you, I learned a lot of lessons building this. Now, the wooden deck, which if you've seen the Facebook page, which I will put the link for my gallery, the Facebook page, you don't need to be a Facebook member to actually look at it. There's a gallery that will open from a link that requires no login. So there you go, those Facebook haters, no problem. The deck, I got a really good Pontos deck, and that came with all kinds of things, a lovely chain and all the rest of it. And the Pontos deck is very good, fits, it's excellent. There's only one problem, it's only scored continuously from aft to stern. There are no cross ships planking. So I was a little bit annoyed about that. I was nearly going to try and rip it off and get another set of photo etch, and then I thought, well, why can't I do it myself? And I did. I sat there with magnifying glass and very carefully each alternate deck I scored with my knife, my hobby knife, and then I went in with a wash and I washed it. And there are photos of that I may put at the end of this, and also you can look at the Facebook page gallery. And that came up really well, and a couple of other ship modelers were quite happy with my result and quite praising of it, so I think I did a good job with that. So there you go. So it is coming along, but I can't go any further with this for the moment because it's bigger than the box where I put it away and store it in between building it, and I can't fully assemble it because I have no display box to put it in, and it gets very dusty. As I said before, Australia is a very dusty place, and I do not want to wreck this. I don't know if I can lift this up. It'll probably all fall over, so bear with me, and you might be able to see some of the detail. Oh, we've got a strong light source there. I think that's my heater actually. I tell you what, just for you, for 1 second, I'm going to turn my heater off. Now my buns will freeze and my gout will go berserk. Here we go, how's that? Is that any better? No, I think it's sunshine coming in the window. So you may be able to see some of that decking. There you go, that's how I scored the deck. And those lovely chains, and there's so much detail in this was already there on the Trumpeter kit, which is, you could really build out of the box. But I wanted to go the photo etch route. I've been looking at Guido Hop. He did a fantastic Graf Spee build that he actually won an online group build thing for. And I followed every single one of his instructions and away went. He did buy the Academy and build it up from that and added all the extra detail. And I then realised as I was going, the Trumpeter kit, which cost twice as much, had a lot of detail, had a lot more detail on it, and a lot of things didn't need to be added. But that's okay, but I learned how to weather and wash the hull, which I don't know will come up, if you can see that. Probably not. And there's a bit of weathering and washing, and I drilled out all the portholes, all 400 of them. That was fun. And I've learned a lot in building this, and I would build another boat, or battleship, warship, or anything really, anything naval. I built a lot of 600 scale Airfix battleships when I was a kid, so I already knew a lot about them, and I thoroughly do enjoy building naval models. So she's 90% there. There's really only a little bit of photo etch railing to go on, and then it needs to be fully assembled, and I haven't made the aircraft, the little float plane, I haven't done him yet, which I sort of could do and put it back in the box, and I may, but I don't have anywhere to display it. Now there's two problems there. I could go out and spend $100, which is the same price as the kit, on a nice big display cabinet. I could get someone to make me a fish tank basically and put it in it. Yeah, I could do that. And then I finally put it on the seascape I want to build. But for a little bit more, I could actually buy a really nice display cabinet from IKEA. And then I could put all my tanks and everything in that, and I wouldn't have to keep buying these Perspex boxes that I buy to keep my models in. Which, quite frankly, the number of those that I've bought, I could have gone down to IKEA and bought this display cabinet, which has all glass shelves, and it's just the right size. It's diagonally correct to fit this battleship, and it's lit. It has provision for putting lighting in it, so I will do that. What's holding me back from buying that? I'm in temporary accommodation. I actually don't have a home. I am technically homeless. I am a vagabond, and I am staying with friends, and I stay in their spare room, which doubles as my office and my modelling area. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me to build, and it's a challenge for me with this very cold weather. But I hope to move back to the coast soon, where I used to live, and I hope the house that I'm looking at getting, it'll have a modelling room which I can dedicate just for my modelling. I'll be able to set up a spray booth and a photo area, everything. It'll be heaven on a stick. Anyhow, other news, seeing as we're doing up your dates. Now, can you see this? I might move Mr. Graf Spee out the way a bit. This is an airplane. This is a jet. This is a naval aircraft, actually. And the Australian Navy, the RAN, they had quite a few of these back in the late 70s and early 80s. And I've been sort of persuaded, well, generally encouraged is probably a better way to say it, encouraged by a group of people on Facebook to do a group build, which I've never done. I've never done a group build. I've just lonely modelled my stuff quietly in, in my own little space, and amused myself, shared with a few friends. But now that I'm on this interweb and doing this boob tube stuff, well, we might do that. We'll do the group build. So hopefully that's starting soon, and the criteria was naval aircraft after the Second World War, but not too modern. And this fits perfectly, and I found a photo of one of these sitting on an Australian sub. I kid you not. I'll try and include that picture at the end of this. But one of these Seahawks sitting on an Australian sub where they experimented with launching it with a diesel-powered slingshot, and they could actually launch these bloody things off the end of a submarine. How about that for Aussie ingenuity, hey? Yes, bit of barbed wire, bit of string, she'll be right, mate. Oh dear. Anyhow, that's going to happen. That's coming up. That's going to be fun. I mean, that's only 70 parts, but I am going to order a little photo etch cockpit set for it so that I can jazz that up. And plus, looking at the decals there and the Airfix Kit, they're a bit ordinary. The rest of it's good. It's a nice little Airfix Kit. I had the choice between that Airfix Kit and a Tamiya one. Both the same price. Didn't know. Haven't built an aircraft in 40 years. Sort of sent a post out to the group, but it was the wrong time of the day with the time zones. I think they were all sleeping. So the guy at the store, I asked him. He had no idea. He was hopeless. But he allowed me to open up the Airfix Kit because I was worried about that. I'd heard some of the Airfix Kits they'd reboxed, but they were still really old versions. I'd looked on ScaleMates quickly on my iPhone, and it said it was 2012 kit, but I thought, oh, is it one of those I've just reboxed, and it's actually a dreadful old kit. Anyhow, turns out that was a new tool. That was a new one. The guy let me open up the box. I looked through. It looked beautiful from my knowledge of building these days. I mean, all the little etch lines were there on the panels, and the parts looked all crisp, and there were no photo etch. Everything looked pretty smooth. And it is. It's a bonzer of a kit. And he could see me arming and erring, and I think he wanted to go and serve real customers, because that was only a lousy, less than 20 bucks really. It wasn't exactly big money, and I was some old bastard wasting his time. So the little whippersnapper said, tell you what, I'll knock 10% off that kit if you buy it now. I said, yep, done, there you go. Here's my Visa card. And we bought a little Skyhawk, and we're going to look forward to that. That could be fun. That should be a lot of fun. Only 70 parts, bit of photo etch, not much, just do the cockpit, and I'm going to put it, hopefully, on a submarine diorama. More of that later. Anyhow, that's enough for now. There you go. My Graf Spee. And the lighting's a bit crappy, I know. There you go, Mr. Graf Spee. And only dry fitted, but she's coming along nicely. I'll have to work on, I don't know what's coming in there. I think I've got natural light coming inside, fighting with my studio lights here. I'll figure that out, yeah. She's kind of bright each end and dark in the middle. I'll sort that out for next time. I'm just not feeling the best at the moment. But the fingers, well, they're still in there. We're okay. Anyhow, enough whinging about the cold, Harry Houdini. Whack a few photos on the end of this. Bit of snappy music. You can tiptoe out of this singing and larking to that tune, and I will see you next time. So it's Hooroo from Down Under. I'm Harry Houdini, and that's an Admiral Graf Spee. And I didn't have any music on the iPad, sorry. So maybe this is another opportunity for me to sing Waltzing Matilda. So let's just get ready for that. And how's it go again? And something about waltzing. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's finishing again. Oh, bugger. Oh, look, there's the sub. See you next time.